Shaking everybody. Just hopping on for a quick live video because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about speed training. So there've been I posted a couple new articles on the blog over at goalietrainingpro.com, probably over the last maybe 3 weeks about, speed and how to train speed and that kind of thing. And it's kind of cool because you can actually change your speed on the ice really, really quickly. It's like, I think about when I took, I didn't take first year chemistry, so Chem 20 in university, until I started grad school. And when I finished my undergraduate degree, I worked for, about maybe 5 years or 6 years before I started grad school. You got to make some money to pay for the grad school. And so then I took Chem 20 because I had to take organic chemistry and blah, blah, blah. So I hadn't basically had any chemistry since high school, which was had been about 10 years in the past at that time. And I never was actually very good at chemistry. So the first day in chemistry, I was like, oh, I am going to fail this class because I didn't understand anything. So I hired a tutor, which was probably one of the best investments I ever made in my life, even though I had no money. Because not only did I pass the course, but I did really well in it because she could explain the concepts to me in a way that was like, oh, well, why didn't they just say that in the first place? That makes sense, So your speed training is kind of the same. When you do it the right way, it's like, okay, like, wow, I'm way faster, and I don't even feel like I'm working harder. It feels like I'm just working on the right things and I'm doing it the right way. So that's a really cool thing about building speed. Now, one of the drawbacks is, and it's not such an issue during the season because you guys are on the ice regularly, you're kind of keeping that touch. But if I think back to about probably 7 years ago when I started the Turning Pro coaching program, it wasn't called that then, but it was private online coaching. One of the goalies was in the off season, and one of the goalies was a college goalie, and he wasn't on the ice hardly at all during the summer until kind of the middle of August, just because of the way his schedule worked out. And so he went out, and we both had a bit of a panic moment because he was like way overshooting pucks and oversliding, and it was like, but within a couple of weeks, he was able to sort of fine tune and readjust his pushes. But that's kind of the beauty of it, is that you really don't need. And I used to always talk in terms of a big, powerful push, but over the years I've learned, and since I've been playing more, I've learned that sometimes we need that, but really what we need as our bread and butter is quick, powerful pushes. So we're also not sort of opening up big gaps that then we have to close down again. So we'll get the same distance, but we'll open small gaps and be able to close them in sort of half the time. So it's kind of the beauty of it. And again, if you're on the ice regularly, so don't, think now I'm shooting this right now, it's during your season. Don't think like, oh, I better not do any speed training because it'll throw me off. If you're on the ice regularly, it isn't a problem because every day you're sort of adjusting to your new body. So you won't sort of have that issue like Steven had, but you will probably notice that you just have to play with a little bit more patience because you cover that distance quicker, and you'll even surprise yourself. And even I notice this the more I practice, is that what was before like a second effort save, so you make the first save, maybe there's a rebound or whatever, that second effort save used to kind of just be a desperation, like I'm just gonna try to get there. But now it actually turns into another like conscious like well-positioned save, and if you're like me, then there's going to be a third shot, and sometimes you can even get there for that one too. So instead of just that second effort being a desperation save, now it's sort of a positionally strong type of save. So that's just something I was thinking about for speed training. I wanted to chat with you a little bit. It was cool, and I don't have the words exactly right, but I actually do remember that year when he went back to join his team back to college, he sort of sent a little update, and he's let me know that sort of his stamina and his speed and his strength had improved, that now he could be the go-to goalie for his team because his coaches and his teammates knew that he could play 3 games in 3 days the way he had to in that schedule. So that's kind of what you want, is to be able to get every opportunity that's available to you and be able to make the most of it so that you can sort of be that consistent, durable goalie that every team wants. So I guess to summarize, improving your strength is sort of the easiest way to improve your power. You also then have to work on some power drills, to learn how to apply that force very quickly and how to be stable. So it all goes together. But, a lot of times people want to be quicker, so they want to start right with plyometric drills or things like that. I think the best and the safest way is to build up that strength base, again, in the right way, the way that you need it, not with a leg press or knee extensions or things like that. So you can continue to work on it during the in-season, but just like any, of your in-season training, it needs to be specific to the in-season and to what you're trying to work on, not something that's going to wear you down, wear you out. And make sure you're getting on the ice regularly. And even when you get out on the ice first thing, sort of practice, from the top of the crease, pushing back to your post, practice some of your patterns and just kind of make a note of, if you're pushing back to the post every time and like smashing into the post, then you can probably take a little pepper off of that and save your body some wear and tear and save your body some energy so that you have more stamina and you can play at a higher intensity throughout the whole game. So that's kind of what I wanted to chat with you about on this Monday morning. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you didn't do what I did. I posted on my Instagram story, but I'll tell you anyway. Don't tell anyone. It's very embarrassing. I went out to the puck somebody shot the puck in. And it was coming on net, but it was like slow and flat and right along the ice. And our D was skating back to get it, and he would have got it too. But I thought, I got lots of room. I'll just skate out like literally 2 or 3 strides, and I'll just give it a little tap, and then he can just come by and sort of pick it up in rhythm and keep going. So I just skated out, and I don't usually play the puck because I know that I'm bad at it. And then I also get nervous because I'm bad at it, and then I do stupid things. So but again, this was like, it was flat on the ice. It was straight. It was not that fast. So I go out and I'm just going to angle it, and it just like, I completely miss it, and it goes between my feet and it goes right into the back of the net. That's all. So no matter how poorly you did this weekend, now maybe you'll feel better and be like, at least I didn't do that, loser. Okay, that's all I got for you. See you, gang. Have an awesome, man, hands look huge again when I do that. Have an awesome week. Bye-bye.